Greetings, I'm Caffeine Rage, and somewhere off screen is the Bubble Queen himself.
Gaming Psychologist. Whee!
Yes, I'm going to give you the nickname this time.
That's okay. The Bubble Master.
Oh, you enjoy that way too much.
It makes me smile after a long day.
Well, I know something else that's going to make you smile for this episode.
And that is?
Digging, and lots of it.
I like digging. Ooh, I can
Yes,
go up the rope while swinging the bubble wand.
Yes, we've teased building the Obsidian generator, and I think it's about time to do it, even though we don't need it as much as we did. Isn't that the way it always ends?
Yeah, we don't need it, and then we go ahead and do it anyways.
Well, the thing is that it's not just for Obsidian. It's just Obsidian's going to be the first product out of it. So what I'm doing is, while you're bouncing around like crazy, is building a few pumps, because this is going to be automated. Once we prime the system, we don't have to fill it with buckets anymore.
That's nice. I like automation. It means I get to be lazy. Ooh, fallen stars.
Okay, and let's see. I think I burnt all the pre-made iron already, so... Oh, we use so much iron for being past it, don't we?
Indeed. But we can go get more. Just say the word. Bubble Queen reporting for duty.
Okay, there's the pumps that we need. I have the grand design. I need to make some chains. Don't get excited. Or too excited, at least.
Wink. Very excited.
And then, let's see, I need... Yes, I know this is very interesting, watching me just fumble through the chest while I look for one particular thing, and I'm not seeing it here. Let me go to the guide to check this, because... Oh, okay. I forgot I have to actually go up here to make this.
I'm just, standing here. Not running back and forth like a crazed bubble mental person.
Are you okay?
Yep.
Do I need to get a therapist for you?
You'd have a hard time finding one with enough degrees. I'm gonna go run
Well,
around
you get a fat one, so he has 360.
Man, that's a bad joke. I love it.
Get you laugh at it. For all the bad jokes I have, you would think I'm a father or something.
You would think. I mean, I've got my fair share of bad jokes, to be sure, but you are like the bad joke master. I spent way too much money on these blue flares last time. Totally worth it, though.
Yeah, probably didn't need all the timers I just built, but it's good to have them just in case. Okay, so ready to go digging?
Yeah. Let's go do
I
it.
was looking at the map, and it looks like our best shot is in the snow biome, actually.
Okay.
Which is actually below us, so we need to go down through the shop. Yeah, this is going to be a massive digging project, so if you don't enjoy digging, first of all, why the hell are you watching Terraria?
Maybe they enjoy us.
Poor fools. This looks like as good a place to start as any. Looks like it has a little cavern here, which is
That we've never explored.
yeah, this is
It's been underneath us the whole time.
yeah. It was like, what, 2 blocks as well?
Yeah.
Okay, basically, we're going to need a area dug out. Basically, dig down until you're about even with me, and we're going to dig out this entire section.
Okay.
The idea... Well, you saw the version 1 of this design. I've revised it since the last time you've seen it.
Okay.
The problem with the design that you originally saw was that it was able to basically make itself unusable by using it too much.
Right.
You deplete its resources too much, and it would cease to function. But the second version that I designed, I shouldn't say I designed, I built, because they are, pretty common designs. Has a reservoir built into it.
To prevent that from happening?
Yeah. Okay, time to head back up the top, and we're basically just digging down over and over again.
I like this. I can do this all day.
Oh, well, you're going to for at least a good portion of this episode. So, movie talk again, since you've seen the World of Warcraft movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers, most likely, by the way.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't care about spoilers, because I don't think there's a lot that they could do to surprise me with it, outside of just visuals.
Not really. Have you played any of the Warcraft franchise? Well, then you have a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Yeah, I played the third Warcraft a lot, and that was about it. But I also played World of Warcraft, so that means I pretty much know the story already.
Yeah. I've played all of the Warcraft games, the first 3, and then World of Warcraft. So I was very, very familiar with what was going on the whole time. But
yeah, okay. Well, they were talking about changing the lore for this movie. What did they change, or did you notice it?
they changed one minor thing that I noticed, which I think is going to be a major thing, and the reason they did it, I'm pretty sure, is because it's a movie. And they want to, it has to be translatable into a theater setting, despite the fact that, and I'm not trying to avoid spoilers, I'm just trying to figure out how to say this.
Also, you're right. Block off this area, or make it somewhat block-like while widen it some more.
Okay.
And I should have grabbed stone while I was at the base. Oh well, I could just teleport to do that once we get some more digging done.
So the Warcraft movie. Let me just start at the beginning. The Warcraft movie is the best video game movie I've ever seen, and you said
is a very low bar.
You did say that's a very low bar, and I agree, but it was very good even by just regular movie standards. It was very reminiscent of Lord of the Rings, actually. You can see where a lot of inspiration has been taken from the Lord of the Rings, the movies, in terms of just shooting a fantasy story. I mean, it's not like a copy of Lord of the Rings. There's definitely more action in this movie than there is Lord of the Rings. Even the later movies, which are mostly just battles. But, excuse me. I can see a lot of influence coming from Lord of the Rings.
So we could at least see what we're doing. We'll be removing most of those later.
Yeah. The story is fairly well paced. There were a couple of places where you can tell where they made some cuts. The kind of cuts that someone in an executive office was like, we should really make this change to the movie because that would make it more whatever for audiences.
It would reach the male demographic, 18 to 24-year-old.
Yeah. Because there were a couple of weird cuts. It's like, I know there's more scene there. I absolutely know there's more scene there, but you just cut it out for whatever reason. And I mean, I suppose there could be a good reason for it, but I'd love to see a director's cut. It feels like there's probably 20 or 30 minutes of movie missing. There's just a lot of character story that gets completely skipped over. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. The reason I say that this is one of the best video game movies ever, besides the fact that it's actually a genuinely good movie, is something that a lot of critics keep knocking at points for, which I don't understand. Basically, they assume that either you know what's going on in the universe because you're a WoW fan or a Warcraft fan. Dang it, Mom has got me doing that. She kept saying World of Warcraft. I'm like, it's not World of Warcraft, it's just Warcraft. There's a big difference. But I digress.
There's a big difference, Mom.
Yeah, there's a difference, Mom. Guys, come on. But they either assumed that you knew what was going on already, or you were smart enough to figure it out. And they didn't spend, 20 minutes giving a backstory for everybody. They didn't spend 20 minutes, telling, like, an origin story or whatever. Like, they just jump right in. It's like, do you know who Gul'dan is? Yes? Good. No? Well, figure it out throughout the movie that he's a bad guy.
Well, he's an orc, so of course he's a bad guy. Oh, wait, that's racist.
They didn't try and make any of the orcs a good guy, which I liked as well. They didn't do any of that. I mean, they did make a couple of the orcs a little bit smarter and figure out that Gul'dan was not a cool dude. But, like, there's no orcs that are like, we should not have war with the humans, we should have peace. There's one orc that's like, hey, maybe we should team up with them to kill Gul'dan and then, stab him in the back. Because we're not powerful enough to kill Gul'dan on our own. But it was just a really good movie. The CG in it was amazing. The spell effects were very WoW-esque. I mean, you could very clearly see that they stuck to the game's aesthetic, and the way that spellcrafting was done, and that effects were done, and just all of that stuff. So, very well done, stuck to the lore really well. The changes that they made, they added a character that I've never heard of before. I suppose she could be in the original game somewhere, but what was her name? Corona. Her name was Corona. And she's
okay, never heard of her.
She's a human-orc hybrid. And the story goes...
I do know that there's a few human-orc hybrids throughout the lore, but I don't recognize her name. Then again, I'm not huge into the lore. I know a fair amount of it. Not a crazy amount of it, though.
Yeah, supposedly, like... Oh, and another change... okay, so yeah... she's a human-orc hybrid. She's the first one, and she kind of serves as the translator between the humans and the orcs in the few interactions that they have. And the story, a portion of the story is kind of told through her lens. Like, she's like, I don't fit in with the humans or the orcs. I don't know what to do. And there's kind of this subplot for a little bit about her trying to decide, like, do I want to side with the humans or the orcs? And most of that, I think...
murdering penguins.
Yeah, a few. Most of that, though, is I'm pretty sure what got cut. Because she's got some weird, like... I think they were trying to tell a love story between her and Anduin. I think there was some kind of love story that they were trying to tell between the two of them, but they cut a lot of that out. Because there's a couple of scenes...
Does he hate sand? Sorry. That's never going to be not funny. Admit it.
Probably not, no. But so they cut a lot of that out, because they have like a couple of really awkward scenes that feel very out of place. Like them being very tender with one another, and pseudo-romantic, and it's like, yeah, this was supposed to be more, but you cut it out. Which, I mean, it still works, but... So yeah, she's new. And then Medivh is very different from how he is in the games. And he winds up betraying the humans and then dying, and I don't know. I didn't quite understand like what purpose he served. It's like you've got Gul'dan, which is the Warcraft, bad guy for forever. The most powerful, well, not the most powerful person, but one of the most powerful bad guys in the whole series. Like, I felt like he was enough. And then Medivh shows up, and It's like, oh, I'm supposed to be a good guy, but actually I'm not. And all of that was very out of place. But otherwise, I mean, it was spot on. I felt like this was a movie that was made by people who really cared about the Warcraft franchise. And I mean, that's backed up by their kind of bios, which you can look them up somewhere. I can't remember where, but it's like a Bible for the movie, and it shows everybody who worked on it, all the actors and everything, and how familiar they were with the series. And like 95% of the people who worked on or starred in this movie have played the Warcraft games for years. So a lot of passion went into this project, and it really shows through. It's not a perfect movie by any means, because of all the cutting. Like I said, it's got pacing issues in a couple of places. And someone who's a more hardcore fan of the series would probably be more upset by the lore changes. And then there's a couple of parts in it that it's like I was like, yeah, that's definitely CG. Yeah, that's definitely CG. I mean, overall the CG is really good in this, but the orcs are 100% animated the whole movie. So every once in a while, yeah, every once in a while there's a scene where you're like, oh yeah, I can tell that this part was 100% computer generated. And so one of the big complaints I've been having, like somewhere between joking and serious, is that everyone's paulders are too small, the shoulder armor. But in the movie, they actually had several people with very large, ridiculous pauldrons, especially the orcs. So I was like, okay, I can forgive this.
Oh, well, damn it. Now I need to step away for just a moment.
What?
Entertain the people for a moment, please.
Okay.
Sorry.
What can I do that's entertaining? I can sing. Although I wouldn't want to blow y'all's ears out. I suppose I could keep rattling on about the movie. Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed my experience with it. I had a fun time going to see it with my mom. She made me take a selfie. I was very embarrassed. I don't like to take selfies. I only do them for my mom and my wife. But we had a good time. My mom sat there the whole time. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Wow, that looks so cool in real life. Which, I mean, obviously it's not real life, but, you know, she's in her 50s. This is a big deal for her. It was cool, though. It was cool. Unlike the standard movie scale rating, I'd probably give the Warcraft movie, like, 4 stars. Somewhere between 3.5 and 4 stars. Which is not like a massive, like, critically acclaimed blockbuster level, but it was a good, solid movie, and as far as video game movies go, it's the best one I've ever seen. I'm really sad that it's being so critically panned, too. I think the problem is, honestly, with, like, the movie review industry, or medium. So many of those people who review movies are very, like, jaded people who just like to hear themselves talk. The most recent co-optional, well, I guess the most recent as of the time of recording, they talked about the Warcraft movie for a little while, and that was kind of their belief based on how they felt about the movie, that this was just one of those movies that the critics came, and because they don't get it or think that it's beneath them, they turned it into some sort of a farce. Because this
okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Because this isn't the same sort of, like, critical deadpan as like Transformers got. It's actually a pretty decent movie that's being mocked by critics who I don't think understand it. I just monologue about the movie some more.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to go back and listen to the recording to understand what the hell you're talking about.
Yep. But that's pretty much all I have to say about it, at least at this time, without further viewings or reflections.
Thank you, Forrest.
That's all I have to say about that. Okay, does the room need to be bigger, or...
This should be fine, at least for version 1.
Okay.
Basically, this tower that I'm building, there's going to be 4 of them.
Okay.
And let's see.
Well, I gave you nice smooth edges for everything.
Yes, yes, you did. So smooth.
Oh yeah. I'm like Doc Ock. I want to go see it again. I lied. I'm not done talking about Warcraft. I want to go see it again. It was so good. It was so good. It was so exciting. It's got like that whole Marvel thing, or that whole thing that Marvel movies do, where it's like if you don't know anything about the universe itself, you can still go have a good time enjoying it. You know, like it's a good movie. But if you do know about the universe, there's so many little extra things that you can get. I love that. Because it's like, and you know, they put up on screen like if you need to know where you are for some reason, or if they feel like you should know where you are. But then they have like lots of panning shots where they just go over Azeroth, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, I know where that is. I know that what the Duskwood Forest is, and what Red Ridge is, and all of that. And you're like, yes, I know these things. And it's nice.
I understand this reference.
Yeah, that's what it is. I understand this reference, and I feel good about it. My mom, she's so adorable. Going to see this, she was so excited.
Not as adorable as you.
Oh, thank you. But I haven't seen her this excited about anything in forever. She was so happy. The only problem is that for Mom that translates into I won't shut up throughout this entire movie. So like she kept leaning over and nudging me, being like, "That looks so cool! Wow, that's amazing! That looks better than I pictured it in real life." It's like, and then she'd be like, "Who is that? Is that this person? Is that person? Yes or no." Fun times though. Fun times.
Okay, can you actually dig out a little bit above this chamber? Just enough to stand in?
Whoops.
Because we definitely don't want to be in this chamber when we're priming it.
Why not? Don't you want to be in the lava?
Well, actually, this one's going to be water, but it's basically giving us area for all the chambers. It's going to be water, lava, unknown liquid to you, and then water.
Unknown liquid to me.
Yes.
Is it honey?
Okay, it is unknown liquid to you. I forgot you saw...
Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen yours.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Your body is ready. So what E3 conference are you the most looking forward to?
Honestly, I've not looked at any of the rumors coming up on purpose.
Yeah, I've also not looked at the rumors, but just like based on past experiences.
Based on past experiences, it's more, okay, who's going to lie to me the less, or the least?
I'm most looking forward to the Ubisoft conference. I love Aisha Tyler. I think she's awesome.
I've found the Ubisoft conference very cringy in the past. That's the one with all the dancing games, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've always loved the Ubisoft conferences. They had Mr. Coffee. Or Mr. Caffeine, I can't remember. I think it's Mr. Coffee.
Hey, wait a minute. I wasn't there.
And then they have Aisha Tyler, and I think she's wonderful.
Okay, I think this one is ready, so I'm going to go ahead and plop down intake. Oh, wait, almost forgot something down here.
Ouch. Oh, here comes a zombie. I'm gonna put a door there.
Yeah, that's why I kind of dug it out like that, and you've kind of opened it up a lot more.
I'm gonna go get a door. I'll be right back. But yeah, I love Aisha Tyler. I'm also looking forward to the Microsoft conference. I feel like they're gonna have a good year this year, just because they're getting beaten by Sony. So I'm just curious to see what they're gonna try and show off to be like, yeah, check out our stuff. Come get everything from us. Because competition is good for that sort of thing.
Yeah, I do think that the Sony and Microsoft ones are going to be the most interesting, mostly because of the rumors surrounding all the new versions of consoles.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good too. And I mean, half of EA's conference is sports garbage. I mean, last year they had like a 20-minute interview with Pele.
Yeah, can you dig out one layer of the snow that I'm standing on, please? I made this too tall. Hey, all things considered, that's the worst or the least painful design problem here.
Yeah. 1 second. Place it on my door. There we go. Door placed.
Oh, never mind, I've already gotten it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, we don't technically need the, wow, look at all the zombies. Let's see, okay, so zombie Eskimos, would that be a parka of zombies?
They're about to be dead, whatever they are. Whoops, I shot a flare at the door. Take that, zombies. There we go. Do you want to make any E3 predictions?
I'll be sorely disappointed in a few months once the games come out in their final form.
This isn't even my final form. It's the version 1.0 of a game. Let's see. E3 predictions. What's going to happen this year? I predict that this year, see, Microsoft dropped a car out of the ceiling last year. I predict that Watch Dogs 2 is going to receive an even larger graphical downgrade than Watch Dogs 1 from E3.
Have they announced what platforms that's going to be on?
They have not. I assume it'll be a multi-plat release.
Okay, my prediction for Watch Dogs 2 is that it'll have a time exclusivity on one console. I'm not sure which one, and possibly same time release on PC. Because the console manufacturers love dicking one another over.
Yeah.
Or, okay, I'll make it more general instead of just Watch Dogs 2. There's going to be a major release by a third-party studio that's going to be a time exclusivity. But then again, that's kind of how it always is, isn't it?
That's a given at this point, yeah.
Yeah. I think Watch Dogs 2 may be the safe bet on that, though. because that's the extra money.
I predict that Nintendo is going to be the favorite of E3, despite the fact that they're not doing a conference or a direct or a treehouse or anything this year. They'll be the favorite for the year.
No, to be fair, once again, very low bar.
That's true.
Yeah, I wish I was, me saying that there's going to be a time exclusivity on a AAA game, and it'd be, an outside chance instead of pretty much a given now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah, that's going to happen.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Bethesda should be having a conference this year. I get why they did one last year for Doom, the announcement of Doom and Fallout 4. But I don't really know what they've got to show off this year. Dishonored 2, okay, that's pretty good, but not worth a conference all by itself.
Maybe they'll surprise everyone. Wasn't there rumors going around about a remaster of Oblivion?
Skyrim.
Or Skyrim, sorry.
Yeah, there was a rumor going...
I saw people talking about wanting a remaster of Oblivion or Morrowind, which I think makes a lot more sense.
I would love a remastered version of Morrowind or Oblivion. More so Morrowind than anything. Because Oblivion is very easily modded to be much more modern looking, and there's still a very large modding community for it.
You realize remasters isn't for PC. We have some fun coming our way. Let's teleport out of here, or just run because
we're pretty close. I'm just gonna run. Yeah, I suppose that the remaster could be primarily for the console, but I just think it would be silly if they're going to remaster it and not put it on PC. Honestly, I'd buy a remastered version of Morrowind or Oblivion on PC. But the rumors...
Honestly, they would have to really sell it to me to want me to buy it. Because I already have the Game of the Year edition of Oblivion. And I'm pretty sure I still have the physical version of Morrowind around here somewhere.
I'd be really happy if they just ported them into whatever engine Skyrim is running in. I know that porting, especially Morrowind.
Stick close, so we're together when the army spawns. Okay, and here they come.
Oh, you're over there. I know Morrowind would be a bit more difficult, although Oblivion might be incredibly difficult too. Given that Oblivion it came out in what, 06?
Yeah.
Something like that. So, they're fairly old. But I would totally buy that. But Skyrim, though, the rumor is for Skyrim. I think it's ridiculous for them to remaster Skyrim. If you don't play remastered Skyrim, just get out the PC version and go get some mods.
Oh. Yeah, but see, you require several $1,000s worth of hardware to be able to play a PC game.
Yeah, but even the even the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions of Skyrim look pretty good. They don't run at 60 FPS, but other than that, they're fine.
Well, I think this may be a good discussion point on the podcast, but we'll go ahead and talk about it here. Just how many remasters we're going to get in the next year or so. We're already just getting a ridiculous amount of remasters of various video games. And I think part of the reason why we're seeing so many is quite simply the console manufacturers throw out the baby with the bathwater whenever you change console generations these days. There's no backwards compatibility, or you have to only have the digital version, which... I'll be perfectly frank, for a lot of Xbox 360 and PS3 games, wasn't exactly the #1 seller.
Was for me. Although I realize that when it comes to that sort of thing, I've always been an early adopter of the digital, the all digital marketplace. Like as soon as that became a thing on Xbox 360, and most, if not all, major releases got digital versions, or could be purchased digitally, I just went all digital. The last 2 years of the 360's life before the Xbox One came out, I was 100% digital. And aside from a couple of games I've been given as a gift for my Xbox One, I'm all digital there. And then obviously I'm all digital on PC.
Yeah, well, also remember that the used game market is very big on consoles, so that's all physical games as far as I can tell. Well, how would you have a copy that's used outside of weird things like Green Man Gaming used to have? But that's all physical copies, and once you lose that backwards compatibility, those are coasters. If your console dies, or if you just do a flat upgrade.
Right.
I mean, I realize you can't support the old content forever, but it really feels almost anti-consumer with how they just throw out backwards compatibility in general.
Well, the 360 had backwards compatibility pretty close to the start. It took 2 years for Xbox One to get backwards compatibility.
And that's just the digital-only versions. Right? I'm pretty sure there's no physical copies that you could just put in and get backwards compatibility, or am I mistaken there?
I believe you are correct. They did intend for you to be able to use discs for backwards compatibility, but I don't know if that has actually become reality or not.
Okay, well, that was fun.
Oh yeah, I got Eskimo pants.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what this looks like in my... They look terrible. I'll keep them anyways, though. Maybe with some color changes and other clothes, they might look better. Alright, did you go back down in the hole already?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm checking on the generator. And it looks like it's generating.
Did you turn it on before we ran upstairs?
Yeah.
Nice. So at this point, we're just filling it with water.
Yeah. This is just you can see the reservoir at the top.
Yeah.
So even if the bottom chamber completely depletes, it will still function because it has that reservoir in the top.
Right.
And I caught a duck bathing in it when I came back down. Not a place you want to be, duck.
Nope. Pretty soon you'll drown, and if somehow you don't, you'll get turned into obsidian.
Hey, we got goldfish in it.
Penguin. Dead penguin. Oh, hey, goldfish. You're right. So I'm not sure why you would be lying to me about that. I just was excited to see it also.
Okay, time to build the next one.
Is the next one lava or honey?
lava, and I need to go up to the base once I'm done constructing this to get to my lava sample. We don't have a honey sample yet.
Oh yeah, good point. We don't have any honey. Honey. What do you do with the honey? What does it get made into?
It's not as useful as obsidian, but it's good to at least factor into the design. Makes blocks that you can make furniture out of, and it also makes items to make into a potion. And I'm blanking on what potion is exactly, but like I said, factor into the design so you don't have to worry about it later.
Right, makes sense. Oops. Getting caught up on Game of Thrones. We're on episode, or we finished episode 3 of season 6 this afternoon, or this evening.
How you liking it?
I mean, I really enjoy Game of Thrones anyways, so. But it's a pretty good season so far.
Have they redeemed themselves? You were talking about how you're upset over something on the previous season.
Yeah, I was upset that they killed Jon Snow.
Spoiler. I'm joking. I really don't care.
Yeah, I was really sad that they killed Jon Snow, but they brought him back from the dead. Like, not in some weird contrived way, like a witch came and actually brought him back from the dead.
Are they past where the books are now?
Yes.
So is the show following what the canon will be, or are they doing their own thing now?
They're still following what the canon is going to be. George R.R. Martin has given them his first draft of the 6th book, and so they're the 6th season is doing some flashback stuff, which is something that they haven't done from the previous books, like to kind of fill in backstory and kill some time. And then they've also started on the story from the 6th book. But I think season 7 is going to be when most of the 6th book stuff actually comes into play. I believe it's been renewed for 8 seasons. It might be 9 seasons. But after the 6th book, though, which the show will finish before he gets to the 7th book, then they're going to kind of be winging it. They've said that he's given them kind of the Cliff Notes version of his the rest of his book series and what's supposed to happen to the main characters.
Uh-huh.
But at that point, they won't have the books anymore for things like direct quotes and inspiration for how to create a shot and that sort of thing. They'll be winging it. Which I don't think that they're incapable. I mean, even with some of the best source material in the world, sometimes, if it's not adapted properly, it could still completely suck. But without having the story backing there, I'm not sure if the show will be as good anymore. We'll see, though. I mean, I really like the show. I'm really invested in the characters at this point, so probably, unless it just got awful, I would keep watching until the end anyways, but what are the torches for?
Just spacing out.
Oh, okay.
It's a little quicker than messing with the ruler at times for very quick things. I keep grabbing the spike balls that I picked up from the Goblin Army.
Spike balls. Yeah.
I'm sure there's an ointment for that. Okay, I'm going to need you to go grab your lava as well.
Okay.
Because we're both going to be wanting to get this primed. Because this is going to take a lot longer. I mean, you're seeing how long the water is taking.
Yeah.
Lava's going to take even longer, and honey's going to take the longest.
I don't remember where I put my lava.
Just look for something that's glowing red hot.
I'm gonna check my chest.
I mean, I still need to. I mean, I still need to go grab mine as well. So, no hurry.
Fireworks! Yay! I don't know. I don't remember if this has been on recording or not. Fireworks! Fireworks! Okay, check my chest.
Sorry, what?
I said I don't know if the fireworks have been on a recording or not.
Remember I installed them during the last episode.
You did? Okay. Mining pants. I have those.
Okay. Put that down. I'm going to go ahead and... Well, I have everything pretty much set up here. So I'm going to go grab my sample out of the... Well, actually, I don't have to go back, but I need to... it's useful to go back to drop off the empty bucket anyway. Otherwise, it's just a pain in the ass the way they stack. Or my bucket was actually full of water still. Oh well.
Huh.
Let me make sure that it is in this. And it wasn't. It was in my piggy bank, so but I either had to bug you for it or come back anyway.
Well, I can't find mine. So unless it's gotten sorted into one of the chests...
I haven't sorted a bucket of lava. Okay, go to the tools and grab the bucket of water and just empty it out in the pond.
Okay. I'm double checking my chest to make sure I didn't miss it.
Oh, Ooze, you are in a bad spot.
I wonder if it got left over at our little random house at the arena, or not the arena, the dungeon.
That is very possible.
What was it you just asked me to do when I had that, before I had that thought?
Well, I was going to say, just go to the tool chest, look for the water bucket that I just dropped off, grab it and empty it out.
Okay. Alright, emptied out the bucket.
Alright, just head down here with the empty bucket. I'm basically walling myself in while we're doing this, so I'll be able to, we'll be able to use the same area.
Penguin! Stab.
Okay, grab this lava that's directly in front of me in the little cup.
Okay.
Oh, you got it?
Yep.
I don't see it gone on my end. All right. Well, remember how you failed before? Do the same thing. This is going to take. You can't just blindly click. You have to like get a rhythm. Like wait a second, then grab it again.
Okay. Let me build myself a little spot like what you've got.
I've actually almost gotten this primed already. Yeah, wait for it to all go away. Actually, that should do it there. By the time you got down here, I was pretty much done with it. All right, just dig it out, and if your bucket's full, we'll keep it as a backup.
Okay, yeah, my bucket's full.
Sorry to make you come down here for nothing, really, then.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, dig out that one block like I just did to get rid of that little bit of lava. And I'm not seeing it flow on my screen.
There's no lava on my screen.
Okay. And on my screen, I see a little bit.
Oh my gosh, you got burned. That's crazy. Do I get hurt? No. Interesting.
The glory of lag, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to be safe, since I don't know who is correct here, I'm going to wall that off. Actually, I want to close this system first. Okay, I need to wire this real quick. That's weird.
Yeah, that's really weird.
And I hope I remembered to put down the second intake pump. Otherwise, this is going to be annoying. Because I just realized that I can't see the intake pump, so I can't confirm it. And I don't have an extra switch on me.
Oh, penguin. Stabby, stabby, penguin. Oh, zombie.
Did I not put down it? Oh, no, there it goes. Whew.
Yay, lava.
Yeah, it'll stabilize in just a moment. Stay here for a moment while I go grab a switch for the bottom.
Okay.
I mean, really, technically, we're done already.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like that. It only took us like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that was being distracted by the goblin army.
So, how do these pumps work?
Okay, well, there's a slight glitch in the pump in that the intake sort of duplicates the output pumps slightly more than what the intake takes in. The second intake is supposed to close the system, where it'll grab lava or magma. I guess technically this is magma since it's underground. Oh, that little bit extra just went away on my screen. It'll grab it, in theory, at least on a single-player map, and make it so that it's no longer going down on the lower. Like you see it now, it's filling up. It's not dropping on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's because the upper intake is grabbing a little bit of lava up there and duplicating that instead of from the main intake or the main reservoir, and it's about to start overflowing. Matter of fact, if I turned off the system right now, it would overflow.
Because there'd be no more lava being sucked out to duplicate?
Yeah, it's already at the point where it's duplicated enough that it's on the overflow. And the reason why the little blocks are down there is to segment the bottom. Oh, there it goes.
There it goes.
So that it's deep enough that it shouldn't immediately evaporate off. And there it's a nice drizzle, isn't it?
Yeah. Go stand in there and get lava-fied.
Yeah, it may go a little bit faster if I had that one lower on that, because looking at this, I realized that it's kind of clumping, but it's good enough.
Yeah, it'll still fill up.
Yeah, it's just lava is slow and honey's even slower. I mean, you can see how far the water's already duplicated.
Yeah, it's pretty close to being filled up.
And pretty much it's just flip the switch at the bottom, turn on and off. It triggers the timer at the top and cycles itself. And I still have that one block, basically to make this fully operational. Yep, it's already in the second segment. Is to remove the gray brick right below the lava. But we'll leave it to fill up first.
Fancy.
I'm going to go to the engineer and grab a switch real quick.
Okay, does this fill up off screen or does it stop?
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it was filling off screen, so.
Yeah, I guess the water was filling off screen.
But it's just so slow.
I'm gonna go kill these zombies. With a grenade.
Yeah, and of course, be very careful around this when mining. Because it could create a awful, awful mess.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And to please your OCD, I'm going to make it so that the switches are in the same position when they're all on.
Wow, that's very nice of you. Normally, you don't do that for me. Normally, you deliberately try and screw with me.
Now, see, it makes when I'm screwing with you even more potent. Because you know that I can show kindness.
I know that you could be a good person, but instead you choose to be an ass.
Exactly.
I love you.
Okay, so I'm mildly evil. What can I say? But that is the generators up and running. And these should, well, once the lava eventually fills, which it'll take ages for. I was actually just going to put stairs instead of the rope.
Yeah, you could do that. Or you could go with my cool rope. But stairs would work too.
Yeah, and, well, I think we'll just call this design complete for now and eventually come back and build the other two chambers. Because there's really no reason to build the chambers 3 and 4 until we have honey.
Right. I guess you could for, like, completionist's sake. But, yeah, we don't have the stuff to put in them.
And actually, I'm going to shut down the lava and the water generators. I'm going to lower that one lip to see if that helps things. We'll see how quickly I get killed here.
And place your bets, folks. Place your bets.
Well, considering I got burnt by phantom lava on your screen.
Does anybody have immediately? Immediately plummets says death in lava.
And first I'm going to do this on the water. And I had the wrong thing equipped. I bet nobody had teleport out accidentally.
Probably not. Probably nobody bet on that.
That's the people that... The only people that would bet on that would be the... I'm going to have to fix your rope here because you've blocked off the door with it.
Oh, whoops. Did not realize you could do that, actually.
Yeah, the icicle's preventing it from opening towards me, and the rope is preventing it to open away from me. So...
Whoops, I replaced my...
So, all the
My
more
shark
reason
go?
to put down stairs.
There's my shark. I sorry. I'll take down my rope.
Oh, you don't have to take it all down. It's just, you know, looked at it and like, oh, okay. The stalactite is preventing me from opening in one direction, and that the rope is preventing me from opening in the other direction. So you successfully sealed yourself in.
Good. I don't want anybody to come in here. Just gonna play with my lava.
And the winner doesn't get killed.
Wow. Looks like nobody bet on that. Everyone thought you were gonna die. So I get to keep all the money. Thank you all for participating. No, you get to live.
I don't want that.
Well, tough. If you don't like it, kill yourself.
Just for that, unsync these switches.
Oh, kind of expected that anyways.
Oh, they're easy to fix, well, if you know how.
I could learn, but I'm too lazy to.
Actually, what I'm going to do is make it so that these switches are closer together so you can turn them on and off while mining the obsidian.
My energy drink is not working to keep me awake.
Wow, I'm pouring you already?
No comment. Climb, Dr. Octopus. Climb.
And I'm just cleaning up the wiring a little bit as well. Not that you could see it, but makes it easier on me.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Okay, there we go. It does look like it's flowing a little bit better now.
Nice and steady.
And it looks like the water is fully charged. Or practically fully charged.
Ah, you could let it fill up a little more.
Did the...
Ow. Stupid flying fish.
The wiring here because the... Yeah, I must have hit both switches then. Well, yeah, that's the Obsidian generator.
Well done, sir.
So, what should we do next time as it's about time to close things out?
Yep.
Actually, it's well past time.
Well, we could go exploring.
Yeah, I probably need to at this point.
We could take another stab at the dungeon for some more loot.
Pretty much cleared out the dungeon, to be perfectly honest. I'm really surprised how small that was. I mean, that was a disappointingly small dungeon.
Right. We could look up something and pursue another boss.
We actually have pretty much all the easy mode bosses done already. So, I think it's more, dig deeper and more greedily. Because we have, the lower third of the map to go still.
I like digging deep and greedily.
Or we could have yet another digging episode and have us dig straight down.
We could do that.
But before we do that, I guess we should say where we are on the internets. So go ahead and go first.
Well, on the interwebs, you can find me over on the YouTubes, if you're not there already, at Gaming Psychologist. You can find me over on the Twitterer over there, at JMA4707. And you can find me streaming the video games on the interwebs over at twitch.tv/jarthur4707. Also, we do a podcast together. It releases on Fridays at noon.
Yes, where we're going to be talking a lot about E3 this coming week.
Yes, we are. Although, when does this come? When does this come out on your channel? Because it will be on time
on my channel, it'll be the day after we record the podcast on Wednesday.
Okay, so yeah, then this will be still to come.
Well, that's of course assuming people watch it very soon thereafter, because that's the joy of YouTube, is that views can be very late coming.
Right. Well, there's a potential that there's E3 content this week. Otherwise, you can just go find it.
Yeah, but to be fair, there's always a potential for E3 content, if you think about it.
That's true. What about you, Rach? Where can they find you over on the interwebs?
Well, you can find me over at Gaming with Caffeine Rage, where I have 3 Let's Play series going on at once, because I'm crazy like that.
Indeed.
The week this is airing or broadcasting or whatever you want to call it for the for YouTube, I'm actually finishing off Darksiders. That was a painful experience. It's not my game. Let's just put it that way. But beyond that, you can catch me being snarky on Twitter over at Gaming with CR, or I also control the official podcast Twitter account over at VGL Podcast, which I am trying to do more with. I'm not sure if you caught it, but I'm trying to do a question that reflects the episode.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't remember what it was right now, but I remember seeing it.
If the French sexist tag passes, what would they look like? Because I remember French warning stickers on cigarettes shows like a diseased lungs and bad teeth. So would they be tits? Would it be a sandwich? Some dishes?
It would be a tit sandwich.
A kid?
Definitely a tit sandwich.
Yeah, I was just making the show notes. It's like, I didn't think of that. I wish I thought of that during the podcast. I'll tweet that out. So I set up a scheduled tweet.
Well done, sir.
But I don't stream outside of tagging along on your streams and causing trouble there, or just killing people.
Utter mayhem.
But that's pretty much it. I have a lot less of a web presence than you, but it works out for me.
Yep. Alright, is it time for me to say my magic catchphrase?
Yep.
Bye-bye now.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.